Hello, hello.
Hi there.
How are you? It's so fun.
Well,
We were just talking about that we're wearing the same clothes, but I told
yeah,
them that we record two at once.
I know, but you know I'm weird about shit like that. I was thinking, what did I wear last time?
That's insane if you didn't think about that.
I get like that. I also cycle through the same clothes. Like I'll buy new clothes and then I'll only wear those new clothes.
Yeah, I know what you, well, I just get obsessed. Oh no, not that word. But I do, I fixate on like a few outfits and that's all I wear. Yeah, I
And
agree.
then I just cycle
You know,
through.
but I think there's that impulse to have a uniform and just because okay, it looks good, you like it, and it's so simple.
Yeah.
The really successful people wear like that. What's that one guy?
Steve Jobs.
Yes, he wore the same thing all the time, and I think it's very good that once you don't want to use your mind on that.
They're cartoon characters.
Right.
Like I bought this shirt, the shirt I'm wearing. So I bought two shirts that look so similar. And I'm like, it's going to look like I'm wearing the same fucking shirt over and over again. But I'm like, where am I going?
Yeah. It
Like,
doesn't.
do the work people care? No.
Nobody cares.
No.
If they care, what would you say? They're irrelevant, right?
They are.
Yeah, that's what you. That was a quote from last.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you should just think. Everyone's irrelevant. Go away.
I usually do. After I've thought about it in my head, I'm like, but like, I don't care.
No, I don't care. I love it. I'm just gonna say it's not bad. I guess you threw me in a pit. Okay, so this is episode 20, by the way. Woo woo!
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I have a mini segment, and I sometimes call them WTF.
Yeah.
This one's called WTF Doc.
Okay.
Like, what's up, Doc? But
yeah.
Okay. It's about something called the Bugs Bunny defense.
Oh, interesting.
I learned about this on 48 Hours, season 29, episode 7. I listened to all the old 48 Hours, but it's been so long that I forgot them. So now I listened again.
Yeah.
I don't think I heard this one because I think I would remember it. This one's pretty memorable. When I'm delivering, I just want to hear something, like crime, true crime all the time.
Okay.
All the time. But I listen to us too.
Oh.
And I find this very amusing.
Cool.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I cannot listen to myself. I find that very annoying.
I used to be like, I got over that. But I remember I saw myself on Virginia this morning once. Did I tell you this?
No.
When my book, The Girl Next Door, came out, I had this book tour, which is fun. So I went to Virginia to be on Virginia this morning. And when I heard myself, because I was talking to people from Virginia, so they speak extra slow, right? And I was like, oh my God, when I heard my accent, and it was worse than now, okay? It was like Joey Buttafuoco, okay? It was like bad. And I was like telling everybody, oh my God. And they were all laughing at me. My editor, she's like, and she started telling, whenever we would have dinner, she goes, do you know that she called me up and said, Carolyn, I didn't know I had an accent. Like, well, thank you. So you know what I decided to do? I didn't listen to myself anymore. But that was years ago. And now when I've heard myself more recently, I got better. Or else I stopped caring. I don't know. Probably both. I don't know. It's not bad, good. There is, as Shakespeare said, what's he say? There is nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So I don't care. I am who I am. I'm not going to do the Eliza Doolittle thing. The rain in Spain. It's not happening.
Good Lord, I couldn't get through 5 minutes.
It's very stupid. But, sorry if you love it.
Yeah, sorry, but not for me.
I don't know. I just saw all that stuff when I was a kid. But,
I like old movies, so I tried.
Yeah, you do like old movies.
Prognosis Negative. I'm a very big Betty Davis fan.
And I've never seen those movies. I should watch them.
Thank God I was just watching them recently.
You know what's a pretty good movie? The movie Gaslight.
Oh, yeah, that was a good movie. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a very...
That's where the term gaslighting comes from. Literally, it's about a gaslight.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I think it was Ingrid Bergman, maybe?
No.
I don't...
It's not her. It's
someone...
But you know who was in it? Angela Lansbury had her first role in that. She played the maid. She was so young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was very pretty.
She was pretty.
I always think of her as the murder she wrote.
Yeah.
But, she was in Auntie Mame, too.
What?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah. Well, she was on Broadway. I don't know if she was in the movie. Probably. But she was on Broadway. Auntie Mame. My aunt played in The Pit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I guess. Was it?
I think that's pretty cool.
All right. So anyway, how did we start talking about that? We do that. Okay. So this is, oh, it's not funny because somebody died. But the Bugs Bunny defense is a little funny.
Okay.
Okay. The guy who died also, his name was Patrick Duffy, just like the guy in Dallas.
Yeah.
But,
oh, no, never mind. I was thinking of someone else, and that is not his name.
oh,
Patrick Dempsey.
oh, that's the Miss McMuffy? Miss McCutie? McSweetie?
Something like that. McDreamy, maybe?
Yeah,
Was one of them McDreamy?
McDreamy and McSteamy.
Yeah.
But I don't
know which is which.
I don't know. What makes
I've
someone dreamy as opposed to steamy? He is cute, that guy. But he looks
cute.
short for some reason. And I'm like 5'1", you know? Like, I'm very short.
Yeah, I found him very cute.
I ran into someone at a conference that I knew only from, Facebook or whatever. She goes, haven't we met before? I don't think so. She goes, I thought you were taller. Like, but I guess I present myself. So that's a compliment. I don't think about how short I am. I don't care. Like, I just am. Who cares? Fierce. That's why I have a quote in my kitchen that says, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's right. Just don't put that in your bedroom. Okay. So Patrick Duffy was killed by his life with Linda Duffy. Okay. And he was shot twice.
Wow, Linda was over him.
Well, no. Linda said that it was all an accident. Now, I think personally she should have just shot him once if she was. Like, it was an accident. It's good enough. Wait it out for him to die. Well, she said that they role play sometimes. They morph into cartoon characters. So she morphed into Elmer Fudd. Yes, they both had guns. They had guns around the house. So she picked up the gun and she goes, no more bullets? Like that. And he goes, no more bullets.
Wow.
She said when he said that, she thought he was telling her there were no bullets in the gun. So she decided to fire it.
Really? Oh, that's bullshit. There's no way that.
So how did he get shot?
Okay, Fudd had a shotgun.
Maybe it was a shotgun. No, it was not. It was a double gauge revolver.
Well, if you're gonna play, you should get it right.
Well, that's you're right. I don't think they brought that up at the trial to explain the two things. She said she was fan firing.
What does that mean?
Fan firing, also called fanning, is a revolver shooting technique in which the shooter uses one hand to hold the gun and pull the trigger while using the other hand to cock back the hammer repeatedly in a slapping-like fashion without touching any other parts of the gun. This allows for the rapid firing of single-action revolvers, and the technique is used often in fast-draw exhibitions. So it's like you shoot, it's rapid firing. Like, I can't even fire a gun. Okay. So guess what? Oh, sorry, it was a double action. You can't do that. But she said she did anyway. She said she was trying to show him that she had learned it. She was proud. Right?
Couple.
Oh, she is a liar, basically. So the cops were like, it's nearly impossible to do this, with a double. And they go, all right, give us a call. We'll make an appointment. We'll go down to the range and you can show us how you did it. But then something really ridiculous happened, okay? You're not going to believe this.
More ridiculous than what you just said.
For me, it is. Okay, she never called. We can guess that. But guess what? For 5 years, they did nothing. What? 5 years, they did nothing. What's wrong with them?
They never followed up.
They never followed up.
Like, well, she didn't call.
Fuck it, we're busy. Yeah, well, I mean.
That's even more nuts. Yeah.
So.
Where was this?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't write that one down.
I would not want that.
I will tell you, she had a bouffant. So then a new DA was elected, and he said he wanted to issue an arrest warrant. Gee, you think? So they had to go get her. And her kids said she was on her honeymoon with a new husband. And it was actually some famous musician.
Like the Simpsons?
No, I don't know. I don't know if he knew about all that, but he actually stood by her through all this stuff. Yeah. He's like some very famous something. I don't know. He had a weird last name, but whatever. I didn't write all that down. You know me. If you want the rest, go look at it.
Yeah, go.
So they finally found her wherever. Oh, she moved to a new place after that, too. And they knocked at the door, and she's like, all right, I thought the case was closed. They're like, yeah, murder cases are never really closed.
I mean, why wouldn't she think that?
Well, you have
5 years later.
We do all know, though, that there's no statute of limitations on murder. I mean, everybody knows that.
I know, but maybe you would think kind of,
There are so many cases that do not get solved for like, well, but this was ridiculous that they just let it go. Yeah. Well, I mean, wow. I wish we could all get away with that. Like, oh, I'm just going to ignore it. It'll go away.
So if you weren't guilty, when you follow up?
Well, she was. Okay. So she goes on trial, right? And they have an interview of her explaining this whole defense. And I don't know if they believed it or not, but I think they just got so confused. But you know, when the defense, they pile in the reasonable doubt and like, well, I can't prove that she didn't. Maybe she did, you know? And they also never took her to the shooting range. So they got hung. Okay, this is the part that I thought was a little wrong. The second time, the prosecutors decided not to introduce the Bugs Bunny defense tape, okay, with the recording. So the defense is not allowed to mention things which has not been introduced by the prosecution. Well, okay. I don't think that's particularly fair. You know, if there's evidence, it should be presented, right? By either one. Like, that put them at a loss because the only way that they could share it is if Linda testified. And of course she didn't want to testify because then you have to be crossed and this woman is wacky. So, you know what I mean? You can't put her up. You can't.
She's a wascally wabbit.
Right. I don't think that's fair.
No.
Do you think it's fair?
No.
That should be changed.
It should be.
So guess what happened?
She got off.
No, she didn't get off. She got convicted.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. No, I think the prosecution should have put that up because since it's something she'd said from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because so they were not allowed to do their confusion.
Still got her. That's good.
No. The defense was the one that was at a loss because the prosecution didn't show the thing. So they were...
so they couldn't present it? I got it now.
So they were the ones that were screwed. And I don't think that's fair.
No, I think it should have been able to be presented too.
To force her into having to testify? I mean, because that's your right not to testify.
Yeah.
And you should be able to present whatever defense you want.
But that's not the case.
It's not the case. So she went to jail for life, which I do think she did it. Don't get me wrong. But I still think that's not the way to do it.
No.
That's the way you do it.
I just want to meet... I would love to meet a couple that both agreed to play.
Well, I guess
play Elmer Fudd. Like, was he Daffy or Bugs?
They both said no more boo. We thought the same way, and they were both Elmer.
They were both Elmer?
Yes. It wasn't very creative.
Well,
I don't know.
I guess there's somebody for everybody.
I guess not, because she killed.
Yeah, that's true.
She was like, no, I'm done with you.
I'm done with your dumb cartoon games.
Oh, my God. I don't know, but I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's a weird defense. But
it is weird.
No. All she could do was shoot him once, and she could have completely got away with it. Have to go in for that kill shot. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Never heard of such a thing. But
so now we're going to talk about OCD. Are you OCD? You know me. Of course, I'm going to say Howard Stern again, but he always had OCD and he talked about it. To have somebody so famous talking about it and everything, it really did help me a lot. I've had it since I was in college. I might have had it sooner, but I remember it when I was in college. And I always had it where I had to knock on wood, like say my headboard of my bed. That's right, on wood. Well, and I would have to count, and but then that would change the amounts of counting. Like it was.
Oh yeah, because OCD makes no sense.
And you pick your own thing.
Right, you make up your own stuff.
Well, is that different than religion? Somebody made it up.
I bet religious people would say, yes, it's different.
Well, I'm going to talk about them. I really think of it as a response to stress in my life because I had a lot of stress.
Right, because it's a control thing.
Yes, but it's a false control.
Of course.
Just like religion.
I was trying to be nice about it.
No, I mean, I think I've made my point to how I feel about religion.
I'm with you.
Well, look, I mean, I prayed. I always prayed to God, and then he killed my son. So, I don't know how people continue to pray after they've had something taken from them when they've been praying for that not to happen their whole lives to protect them. No, I'm not going to just blindly. It's like being a battered woman and keep going back. Yeah. I'm not going to do it. I always felt a lack of control. Somehow, I came up with the idea of performing rituals to have the false relief that everything was going to be all right. And if I didn't do them, something terrible would happen, which is again religion, the threat of you have to do this or else, right? I was counting on wood until it felt right. It's the difference between that and religious rituals. Think about it. I didn't have religion growing up. So I feel like it's my religion to do that, right? To have rituals. The idea that you say certain prayers, wear certain things, observe certain things, and then God will protect you. I think it's the same thing. And so I came to believe that my OCD was my mind creating its own religious rituals. I have a friend who remembers exactly when she was struck by her OCD. She was taking a final exam in college, and suddenly she felt the overwhelming panicked feeling that she had to go home. She thought she left her stove on.
I'm so feeling her on that.
Do you remember, like, did it hit you at a moment?
Once again, I remember things by where I was living.
Yeah.
So, yes, I remember.
Really?
Yes. It was,
And you just felt it all of a sudden?
I just started doing it. I didn't think anything of it.
You just felt that panic that it was, that was
The stove was not off. And I would just constantly check the knobs. I couldn't go to sleep. I would go to bed. I would get up.
Wow.
Check the door, check the stove knobs, go to bed.
Really?
Did I really check it right? Go back to the door, back to the stove.
Wow.
And it would just repeat. It was so annoying. And
wow.
But it didn't occur to me that this was an odd behavior until I broke the stove. I broke the knob.
Oh, yeah.
From doing it so much. And the guy who came to fix it was like, you have to stop doing that. I'm like, has he even known that's how it happened? I was so embarrassed.
Okay, well, that's another point I have. Why do so many people independently have these same things that all of a sudden they have to do these rituals? Isn't it strange? It's not like you heard about someone else checking their stove. You just started doing it, right? Me knocking on the wood, the counting, I didn't know that anybody else was doing it. And there's 4 things that people do. How is it that we all come up with this thing? That's weird.
I don't know.
Right?
You could say that about a lot of things, though, that people...
What?
I don't know. I can't think of an example right now.
Exactly the same ideas?
Yeah.
Really?
I'll think of it. Just keep going.
Okay. It's the 4 main OCD symptom categories. Excessive cleaning or hand washing. The germaphobes or mostly that kind of thing, right? Afraid of contamination and all that. Sal's wife is that.
That's actually new. I used to work at a library. I've worked at a few libraries. And there was a particular patron, and he had really, really bad OCD. I mean, he couldn't work. He couldn't function.
Wow.
And of course, you know me.
He
would come in just to see me.
Oh,
we became friends on Facebook.
Really?
He would call me.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I felt bad for him.
Did he tell you what kind of things he did?
Oh, you could see his hand.
Oh my God.
Raw.
Oh,
red
God.
and raw.
That's awful.
And if he asked you for something, God forbid, you dropped it on the floor.
I'll forget it. I'm surprised he would even take something like that you touched,
because OCD makes no sense.
So like Howard's like that with the hands, and
yes,
but it's really bad. That Howie Mandel.
Yes, but it depends. Like you've done it. It doesn't
make your own rules in your head.
Make your own rules about what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. For him,
that's right. Yeah,
it was fine to hand it to you, but if that hit the floor, you're done.
Never.
He would not take that back. Wow. Like if it was his library card, he would need a whole new library.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I could take the pressure of handing him something.
I felt so bad for him because literally he would get a job. I don't even know how he passed interviews.
Right.
But it would last maybe a week, because he just couldn't function.
Do you think it starts out a little and it just sort of...
Well, this guy also, I mean, I got to know him and I got to know his background and what his life had been like. And he had a very dysfunctional background with his...
So again, that does fit like you're trying to get some control where you have no control.
You're trying to something. When you're in a bad situation in your life.
Yeah.
This is what...
but this is my point though, okay? It's interesting that there's these 4 things that all people independently come up with. Yeah. So I did the hand washing. That's all I did, right? Mm-hmm. Then we have ordering and arranging things in a particular, precise way. You do that too, yeah?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Oh, I do.
You do.
Your ex-husband used to come to my house and change my stuff because he knew that it would make me insane.
That's not nice at all.
He was doing it in a joking way. He wasn't doing it in a malicious way. But to me, obviously, I automatically noticed it because if anybody moves anything in my
See, I would,
area.
I don't, well, I would know about certain things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I did that too. I had my little things that I did. Okay. I used to line up the sneakers by the door, the shoes.
Oh, yeah.
So I would know if they got disturbed at all. I would have to line them up so they completely aligned. Okay.
Yeah, I do that with my shoes now.
For me, the number 4 is no good.
we were talking about that the other day, actually.
Yeah. So I can't have like if I have 2 pairs of shoes and that's 4 shoes, or if I have 4 pairs of shoes and that's a 4 in a pair, I can't have them all arranged together. So I have to turn them different ways.
See, it's things that don't make any kind of sense, but it feels good to you.
It's important.
Yes.
There's some movie where she goes, "It's important to me." I can't go on if it's not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get like that too.
Oh my God. But yeah, I remember what you were saying about your pops. You like them all lined up a certain way. Right.
So yeah, I'm sure we've mentioned many times, I like Funko Pops.
Yes.
Because that's what every 50-something-year-old woman should.
Well, look.
But whatever, they make me happy. But
Yeah.
I have probably 70 now. And they are all...
I thought it was more. Tell you the truth.
No. But they are in a very specific order. Like I have probably about 20 pops from the show The Office because I love that show. They're arranged by their job on the show.
How do you decide that?
The accountants, sales.
Are you fucking kidding?
Oh my God. Individual departments.
I don't even know what anybody does on that show.
I've watched that show. I don't even.
I think they did sales. It's like a sales place.
Yeah. There's the accountants. There's sales.
Do you have the receptionist?
The receptionist.
Is it by their job, like accountant A?
No, the accountants are in a line. The salespeople are in a line, and the individual jobs are together.
There's individual jobs, like manager and all that. You mean?
Well, there's the Yeah, I'm gonna not think of what their jobs are. So stupid.
I've seen that show like a few times. I mean, I've definitely not.
Oh, there's like quality control. That's Creed.
What job does what's his name have? The crazy one.
Dwight?
Yeah.
Dwight is a salesperson.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to buy anything from him.
He's the number 1 sales guy.
Oh, really?
Whatever. The point is yes, they are in categories: TV, movie, music. I have a Stephen King because you all needed to know that.
I saw
he had blood on him.
Ew.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. I always thought it'd be creepy to be his kid.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It is.
I know it's fine, but to me, I always thought that
one of his sons is a very.
I know he is, but I just meant when I was reading them, I guess I don't know how old I was, but I was pretty young, and I was thinking like, God, I would be terrified if this guy was my father. If I was reading this stuff, like how does this come in his head? And he looks a little creepy too. Yes, he does. He has that look. He has that look. You've got the look.
I love him.
I think he's a good. Those plots are very good. I mean, they're brilliant. I used to read them all the time. But me, guess what I like the best?
What?
Which one?
I don't know.
Well, there's 2 things about me. One is number 1.
Writing. Yeah.
No. A fiction book.
A fiction book.
You can't guess.
Misery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because number 1, he's a writer and everything. And that's really interesting how she called him out on cheating. And I always feel that way too, because in Misery, he had the accident and he's at her mercy. And she wants him to rewrite that Misery, he made Misery die. And she hated that because she loved Misery, the character. So, but he hated the character. That's why he killed her off. So he had to bring her back. So the first time he did it, he just brought her back to life, like, without an explanation. He goes, "You cheated. You're a dirty bird." And I agree with that. You have to make it reasonable.
Yeah.
Didn't he make it like that she was buried alive or something?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think that they thought she was dead and then she wasn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I like that because it's about writing, that way. But I also like it because it's the most realistic one. I am a reality person. I don't like fantasy. Now I tolerated a lot of that because I like the stories. I thought they were good, but It's not for me. The reason why I like reality is because in that book, it was a real thing that he had to do it in a realistic way. To me, that's harder than writing a fantasy, because in a fantasy, you can it's kind of like OCD. You make your own rules, so you can just go around any problem if you want. You're creating a fictional problem. I like to deal with a real life problem that you know the solution. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to work within those rules to figure it out. It seems harder to me, and it's just more interesting to me. Like a book about vampires, each one's got its own rules, right? You know?
Oh, I like all that stuff. So you're
Yeah, but you see my point. Like, no, I'm So for me, it's very interesting because there's people, like, there's two different kinds of writers. There's the ones that write reality, and there's one that write fantasy, and they rarely intersect. Like, they rarely do both. And it would be really hard for me to try to write a fantasy. I'm not knocking them at all. It's just for me and I've always read the Stephen King's because I thought he was really good. And Carrie worked for me because that's realistic enough. I just don't like the fantasy when you're going really out of bounds, But anyway,
if I want to read realistic, I'll just go with nonfiction. Like,
Well, but you read things that are based in real life, not fantasy.
I do. I'm all over the place.
Yes.
I like a lot of different types.
I mean, Janet Rabinovich is silly, but it is based in reality.
I'm reading.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, it's book 31, and her hamster has lived through 30.
Wow, wouldn't it be great if they could really live that long? That would be nice.
That is some hamster.
And the grandma, she's been lady for.
I know.
Grandma's a vampire.
There's a little bit of a twist to this one.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Oh God, it's
well. I don't know. I don't know what the end will be.
Is Morelli okay?
Halfway through it, yeah.
Okay. I just want Morelli. I'm in love with. I'm Team Morelli.
Well, yeah. I think I'm Team Morelli too. I mean, it doesn't make sense if you haven't read the books.
Let me know when you're done with it if I should read it.
I'll see how the twist ends up.
Okay, as long as Morelli's.
It's something that actually hasn't happened, and that probably should have happened in one of these books.
Did she have a birthday?
She does have a birthday. And like early on, they brought her sister and her family into the books.
Yeah.
And the sister has disappeared for like the last 15 books.
Yeah, that's a common thing in series. They just use people when they're convenient.
Yeah, then they disappear.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. We only got through two of these. So we got the excessive cleaning or hand washing. We got the ordering and arranging things in a particular precise way. And I do that with certain things too. I've changed. I do it with certain things.
I do it with
you do with everything. I know.
Yes, I like things.
You want order. Well, I don't know how you can live without making a mess, but you do. And I can't. I come into a room and things are disorganized.
Oh, at this point, I live with 2 cats, so it's just me making the mess. So honestly, like nothing gets moved because it's just me. It's children was hard.
Yeah, that is hard. Okay. Repeatedly checking on things, such as whether the door is locked or whether the oven is off.
Guilty.
Well, I know some.
I don't do that anymore, though.
My friend that I told you, she can pinpoint the exact moment when it happened. When I would go over there, I would like her, and then we would go out. So she had a notepad. It's like a checklist, and she made me witness it.
Yeah, because you walk away and you think, "Did I really do it?"
Well, it's a good idea to write it down. Then you never use proof. That's a good idea.
I don't do that anymore.
I should sell like OCD pads, OCD checklists for people.
Yes.
What did you just say? You had electric?
I have an electric stove.
Oh, that can't be off?
Oh, I still check it, but I don't check it like the gas stove.
I do remember I went through a phase with the stove, I would count though 1, 2, 3. I incorporated counting. Counting is my thing.
You gotta mix it up.
My counting is my thing.
So I'm a counter.
Oh, and the other thing I do. Well, let me just finish. Wait. Oh, the last thing is counting and other mental rituals until it feels right. But they say when they talk about it's that involves obsessive thoughts of like things that are not acceptable in society. I don't have that.
No, because we're very mild. People with
mine was all around something bad's going to happen if I don't do that.
Right, but it doesn't affect your day-to-day life.
Right.
People like this guy I was talking about, that's
awful.
Right, that's really...
Well, it used to affect me a decent amount. It would take me a long time to get out of the house, and to go to bed too. Like you said, when I was at my worst, I would just count and count and count. It's like so annoying. So how I got rid of it, the knocking on the headboard. When Michael was born, I didn't want him to witness it. I didn't want him to think this is a normal thing to do. So when I wanted to count, I would shout in my head at myself, "Stop it, stop it, stop it," while the urge was there. And I did it 3 times because I had to count.
So you got rid of your OCD with OCD?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Well, it's like when people go to AA and it becomes their addiction.
Yes. Well, mine must not be that bad because it fades at some point. Like
Yeah.
it goes away.
Mine goes like mine's livable, but okay. When I shop, that could paralyze me,
Oh, I've been shopping with you. Yeah.
right? After the Tylenol tampering thing, forget it. And it wasn't, I was like, well, what if someone injected something into the milk?
You know how long ago that Tylenol
It
tampering
happened though.
I know, but how
Right.
long ago was that?
Well,
Like 40 years ago?
it's not as big. I don't think about that anymore, but I'm telling you, for years, that was a big problem, the Tylenol thing. Was it 40 years ago?
I think
Maybe.
so.
People died.
Wasn't it in the 80s?
I don't know. I was old enough to know about it, but
Yes,
yeah.
that's why I'm saying it
Yeah.
must have been because I was old enough to know
Yeah.
about it too.
So, but then I feel like it has to be the right product, so I have to count. Like and it depends on like so it's like okay, I can't have the end one, but I can't have any in the middle. Then I go to that. I make different rules all the freaking time. It just has. I sort of have to literally touch each thing until it feels right.
Oh, I've been with you. I know.
Why do I do it?
I don't know, but it makes shopping take a long time.
I know. And I like if I see a really good box of strawberries, but I can't have it if it's in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
And that's sad because I wanted the better one. Why do I mean I just do because I feel like something really disastrous will happen.
I have to say, I think most people have some thing like that.
Yeah.
That
I kind of force myself to stop now. Like I buy a bunch of coconut creamers at Trader Joe's and I'm like, I'm not even gonna I just check the expiration date and I want I mean, I don't think that's crazy. I want the most far away expiration date.
yeah, with certain things I'll check that.
But well, because I buy a lot of them because I go through it fast. So you have to make sure it's not going to expire within the next month because I use a lot of them. You know, I don't worry about if they're tampered with. At my worst, I used to like see if anything had a little like a bending to it. You know, like any way it looked like it could have been tampered with. But when you think about it, sometimes it might have a cut. Like because when they unbox it,
Right.
anything. Well, I was like, no, the killer marked it, and then what if no, the killer marked the safe one, and they
Wow. You went down the rabbit
because I'm a writer, so I think about the plots. Yeah, shopping's a real experience.
It really is.
Well, I do it, but I think I'm just so used to it that I don't even now it sounds awful.
Oh, you know what? It's just weird for me when I'm with you because I literally hate shopping so much.
I don't like it
that
either.
I grab the first whatever to get the hell out of there.
Oh, but if I grab one thing, then later on I'll be afraid of it. I'll think it's poisoned or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't do that.
Oh, God.
I can't.
I don't have patience for that.
Sorry, you don't have patience for my obsession.
Sorry.
I have patience for your pop soul lined up in accounting order and all that, whatever.
I have to look at
But
that.
you spend time on that and I spend time on that.
Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
You're shaming my obsession.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Can you imagine the comments on that?
I'm going to go on TikTok and complain about you. I've been shamed about my own
Hashtag shame. Hashtag Luigi.
That's right. They love him in that orange suit. He's rocking it. Oh, that's funny. Now that I think about it, he's got orange sneakers. He must have them to match the jumpsuit.
Well, if you're going to have to wear it.
Yeah. Okay.
His olivey skin does kind of go nice with
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding? I said at home I find myself turning objects a certain way. It's true. Oh, I can't buy a product if it's facing the wrong way.
Oh no, I have to face out front.
If I see something shopping and it's turned around, it makes me think of the Blair Witch Project. Remember they made them turn around before they killed them?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm going to be killed.
Am I the only person that didn't find that movie scary?
It's so scary because you don't know what's happening.
Oh, I was so annoyed by those people.
Well, I was annoyed that they went there when they know they could be killed.
Yeah,
That was
the sniveling. I was like,
but why did they agree to turn around? I wouldn't turn around.
dumb. All the films for that movie were dumb.
I don't know. I was scared, but I'm scared of every movie.
Oh, yeah. I know. I've been to those movies with
Remember when we went to see Signs?
Yes, you were
I was-
practically in
I
my
was-
lap.
I was so scared.
What?
I'm like, they're going to die.
Stop seeing scary movies with you.
I don't think Signs even meant to be scary?
I don't think so.
No, never. Well,
No,
I was
Mothman, that freaked you out.
Mothman Prophecy?
Yeah.
I love that movie, though.
Yeah.
But the first time I saw it, I was scared.
yeah.
It's a good movie. That's based on a true story.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. The Mothman is real.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. All throughout history. All that stuff, that bridge really did collapse. All that stuff happened.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mothman is real, and it's very interesting. But I tried to watch the document. My son and I, we both liked the movie. And we tried to watch the documentary. We were like, oh, no, snooze fest. It was a great movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie. But it's scary because you don't know what they mean.
I don't find a lot of those scary. I find I get scared with jump scares. That scares me.
Well, Mothman was jumping.
Yeah, but it's
scary.
Like Jaws.
I won't see that. I've never seen it.
I was.
I've been to the set of it many times through that river, but I will not go
Universal.
Yeah, but I will not go see. I will not see it.
Yeah. Well, it was re-released, so I went to see it. I mean, I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, and it was on TV, And yeah,
no,
I drew my nunchucks with a sharp.
Oh my God! Then did you have to clean that up?
No, it's not my house.
Oh, you were at the movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just said you were watching it at home.
No, no, it was re-released in the movie theaters.
Oh God! Oh my God! Did you hit other people with your nachos?
No, I think so.
Oh, good.
It's not like that.
That would be hysterical. Well,
Yeah.
That's what I did on one New Year's Eve. I went for one time. I went to the ball. Which is so. Can you imagine? They went in that torrential rain this time.
Nope.
And they were interviewing people. I'm like, I can't even stand it driving. I don't know how they do it.
I don't want to do it because there's no place to pee.
No place to pee. You can't bring alcohol. What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are they doing?
I have no.
If you're not going to drink, what are you going to do all this time?
I've lived in New York my whole life, and I've never.
However, nobody checked me, and I did have a bottle of Bailey's.
Going a little crazy.
At the time, I liked Bailey's.
See, my brother went.
I heard they check people now.
But here's what him and his friends did. He had a hookup. So someone gets a hotel room right over.
Oh, that's a good idea.
They hang out in the hotel room. And then I think the guy was like a cop or something. So when they went down, he got them.
Oh, that's nice.
So they were able to enjoy the experience. That's the way to do it.
Definitely the only way to do it.
Yeah.
But, so we had been to Little Italy, and I got a box of cannolis. When the ball fell, whatever it is, it's so stupid anyway. Like, so what? First of all, who decided when the new year is? When was that calendar? I mean, I'm sure there's an answer. But it feels like a man-made decision.
Of course, because there are other calendars. The Mayans.
Everybody thought that the world was going to end. Like, the calendars just ran out. They stopped doing it. Like, hello.
There are different calendars.
Right. But so it seems like arbitrary to me when first of all, it's the new year at different time zones, at different things. It's silly. So who cares, right?
I know. That's why that Y2K made no sense.
No.
Like,
remember Salad?
Oh, yeah.
So freaking stupid. But for me, New Year's doesn't even matter anymore. It's just an arbitrary thing we made up. But, I mean, I like the idea of a new start in a way, but I can do that anywhere. I don't need to be in Times Square. That's the most unpleasant place to be. But wait, when the crowd all squished together, everything went crazy.
Oh, that
when the thing fell.
Too.
So my cannolis went up.
Oh.
I'm sure the people got in the head with cannolis.
Nice way to start off the new year. I got hit with pastries.
Oh, one lady I delivered to last night some alcohol or something, and there was a dead bird on her step. And I go, I hate to tell you this, but you have a slaughtered bird. She's like, do you think it fell out of a nest? And I look around like, you have no trees here.
The tree in the imaginary nest.
Like, I'm pretty sure you have a murderous cat. Yeah. And she's like, oh no, I think get it before my kids see it.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. She was good. I told her.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be the messenger. I'm always the messenger.
Yeah.
Like, if the food is wrong, it's my fault. You know what I mean? Everything's my fault. But, yeah. Oh my God, the liquor store guy called me because I told you I get a bunch of orders together. So he calls me. First of all, it's a number I don't know. They changed the number, right? So I answer it and I go, hello. He goes, and he's got an accent and he says my name wrong. And I said, who's this? I want to stop them because it's usually somebody that's trying to sell me a cruise, the Margaritaville cruise. And if one more friggin' person wants me to go on the Margaritaville cruise, I'm going to kill them. And then I have to find a way to kill them. Because Margaritaville, no. I will pay you so I don't have to go on the margarita cruise. I cannot stand that Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
Margaritaville. I didn't want to waste away anywhere.
No.
Why do and all these people? They're all like they've got to be stoned or something. What's wrong with them?
Oh, don't they call them parrot head?
Yeah,
I know.
I'm not going. I was trying to think about it. Would I rather listen to country music or rap? And I think I'd rather hear rap.
Oh, I would definitely pick rap.
But it depends on the rap though, because some of it is so. I went in the store. It was a crab store to pick up, like like a crab restaurant. Those places, they were playing such a filthy song. It was like, it might have been her. Nicki Minaj scares me. She's got that violent voice, like she's killing you. So I am,
And it looks really angry too.
But this is playing in a restaurant where people are paying a lot of money for these crabs.
I know. What happened to elevator music in stores and restaurants?
I felt like I was accosted by the music. And I said, oh my. And the lady just ignored me,
You've called me from some of those.
Oh my God.
We've been on the
She said, did you go to a club?
I'm like, what kind of restaurant?
I'm in Mad for Chicken.
I hate that when I go to a restaurant and have loud music, because you can't hear you can't have a conversation.
I don't get it. I don't get the appeal of that. The whole thing about a dinner is supposed to relax and talk to people.
Right. I mean,
even bars it's too loud sometimes. You just want to have a conversation.
Yeah, people like it. I don't know.
But this was particularly aggressive. I'm sorry, but I felt like I was being stabbed by the words. I mean, it was bad. Yeah. So I don't know who wants this stuff, but it's bad. Oh, so the liquor store guy calls me and he goes, I'm, who is this? He goes, this is the liquor store. And I didn't know I had to pick up in the liquor store because you don't see them all, right? Yeah. You just accept it, and there's other ones that you don't see. You only see the next one you're going to. So I'm like, what do you mean? What liquor store? And he goes, you have to come in. You're coming. And I go, and he goes, I want to know when you'll be here. I'm like, I didn't even know I had to pick up. But I don't know. And then I'm like, he goes, you know me, you've been here. I go, oh God, I'm being so mean to this man that I've had conversations with. Poor guy. So then I'm like, well, hold on. I felt bad, but I'm like, you have to hold on and wait for I deliver this, and then I can see. Then I'll see the next one, but I can see all the orders after I have to do the one. It's hard to explain. So of course the GPS brought me to the wrong house. So I'm like, oh. So this man's just holding on, right? And I had to move because it wasn't far, but I was in someone's driveway at the wrong house. You can't sit. So I had to move my car, and you know what I did then? I hung up on him by himself.
Oh no.
Oh, this poor guy. So then I had to deliver it, and I had to take the picture, this and that. So that takes a little bit. And I went back in the car, and I had to look I could not, when I tried to call that number back, it says, you have called, it was a support, you can't get the guy.
Yeah.
So then I had to look up the phone number for this place. Finally, like, oh, I'm really sorry. Are you the guy I was talking to? Yeah. And they're like, and then I said, I still don't know how long I'm going to be because I have to work. And it turned out, he goes, can you hurry? I'm like, why? Because he wanted to close. I said, I want to close. Just close, and I'll mark it that the store was closed. Oh, no, I won't do that to you. I'm like, I don't care. Just go. It's okay. But he stayed with all that, and I was there 8 minutes after he closed. Like, it was not hardly, hardly. But he came out. He was waiting outside and handed me the bag. I'm like, oh, my, where do you have to go so friggin' badly?
He was so done.
Where are you going?
It's like, I want to fucking go home.
That liquor store never seems busy either.
Really?
No. It's on. It's in Valley Stream. It's sort of by Franklin General. Is that a hospital? Franklin? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they changed the name.
It's over there. I think it's called.
Like it's still there, but it's a different.
Yeah,
name.
it's there.
Yeah,
it's called South Face Liquors or something. I don't know. There's never anybody in there, but I mean, what do I know? I go into that.
I've never been over. Yeah, I mean, I've been over there, but
yeah, but I don't know. It was weird, but like I yelled at him because I thought he was going to tell me.
Who are you picking up on it? Why do you pick up your phone?
Because I thought it might be a customer.
Oh, okay. I don't answer the phone to anyone I don't know. I hardly answer the phone to people I do know.
Whenever I don't answer the phone, I should have. It was somebody I needed to talk to. But whenever I do answer the phone, actually this time I was somebody I needed to talk to, but I was mean. But I get very aggressive. I'm like, I want them to go away. I have a lot of fun stories, don't I?
You do.
Okay. So. Oh, yeah, the objects turning them a certain way. I do that. But I'm proud of myself. I've been doing it less. Look, that's completely ridiculous. I have my Buddha next to like oh my God. Has anybody but me ever bought like an acorn squash and you always want to make it?
Yeah.
But I don't even make it. It's been sitting there for 2 months at least.
Oh, I would never buy because I know I would never.
I don't know what to do with it. I know you're supposed to like cut it and bake it. It's just too much.
Can I point out that your Buddha is on a slant?
Yeah, I know. Why is that right? He's facing the acorn squash.
I don't know why you would have him on a slant. He should be this way.
It's not where he lives anyway. He lives somewhere totally different.
Uh-huh.
It's just a temporary housing. And see, I don't like the wires around. I never want anything with wires around because my boyfriend worked with that stuff. He put surveillance cameras in this and that, and there was so many freaking wires everywhere.
Yeah.
Then he would put them neatly away for other people, but for my house, they just left them everywhere.
Yeah, it's like for most professions. Like mechanics usually have a shitty car.
Right. Yeah, so now I have PTSD with wires. I have PTSD. Oh my God, tarps, forget it.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on over here.
It was a lot.
I did not like it.
Neither did I.
I know.
But it's good now.
Yes, it is.
Buddha won't stay like that. But it's like facing the acorn. I thought it was kind of funny. The acorn squash.
Oh,
Should I make that after like 2 months, 3 months sitting here?
God, I wouldn't eat that.
Well, it's an acorn squash.
I don't eat anything that's been sitting around for that long. I'm
Yeah,
very weird about expiration dates. I don't.
There's no expiration date on an acorn squash.
In my mind, there is.
I don't even know if it's an acorn squash, but it's some sort of squash.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
But I bought it because some lady was saying how delicious and easy it was. Like, as I was passing by, I'm like, all right, I'll take one.
Yeah.
This is what I do every year. I pretty much buy something like that and I don't make it. It's a tradition.
Oh, people give me recipes of things that sound really good. And the minute I get it home, I'm like, I'm never going to.
Oh, no. I can't
It's
follow
never gonna
recipes.
happen.
You know what I didn't make when we ate ceviche? Ceviche.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Ceviche. When we were in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was.
And I made it.
Yeah.
And now I have no memory.
Well, you loved it when we were there, so you wanted to make it.
Yeah, I wanted to make it for my son and my daughter-in-law. And I guess I could look it up again, but the thought of that freaks me out. I don't like recipes. I don't like complicated things. It really wasn't hard, but I think the hardest part is gathering the materials and doing it. Like, It's a lot to gather. I remember I actually watched Oprah, and her chef wrote a book.
Yeah.
Rosie in the Kitchen, something like that. So I bought that stupid cookbook, and I'm like gathering all these seasonings, and it's like, I can't even handle this. I can't even handle the gathering of the materials.
Oh, yeah, me neither. I love when they say, oh, it's all ingredients that are in your house. I'm like, what?
I do Old Bay seasoning. I mean, and it actually is easy to get but I'd never heard of it, and I couldn't get over the hurdle of not hearing of it. Cooking is a disaster for me. It's too much. And cooking and gardening, it's like, no, I want to go in and write a book now.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, my God. Someone gave me a plant for Mother's Day. Remember that plant?
Oh, you didn't even try to take care of that plant. You just let it die. I think you put it out in the cold or something.
It's a plant.
Well, plants, if you're not sure, keep it in.
I don't know.
Oh, she put it out there to die.
About plants.
You should have given it to someone else immediately.
I really
should
have.
Custody should have been handed over right away. That's what I do whenever I get a plant. I hand it to somebody else immediately.
I know, because
my ex-husband, he's good with plants. Yeah, he loves them. But my son too.
Yeah, this was like one of those plants, like what do you call cactus type plants? Succulents.
And that definitely shouldn't be outside, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what to do with this thing.
So you put it outside to die?
I guess I did.
It's just like you're an executioner.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, more than once I killed cacti.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would kill them.
My son wanted the little mini, and he just I said, you have to take care of it. And it just slowly died right next to his computer, sitting there.
Yeah.
My younger son, my oldest son was good with the stuff.
Yeah, no. I'm terrible at that. I mean, animals, I'm all about.
Yeah. But they have to cry to tell you they're hungry. See, plants don't do that.
Oh.
Animals will tell you when they're hungry. That's the key.
I know one of my cats it's like he has tapeworms, this cat. I just, every day.
I don't think it's a need. I think it's a want.
Oh, yeah. Because I take out the food at dinner time and he knows it. And he just meows and meows as if he has not eaten all day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't move fast enough for this cat.
Right. Well, that's because he knows you're his little, puppet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
They know
they know.
they will get whatever.
It's like, yeah,
I have this automatic feeder now. When that thing goes off, he runs. No matter when it goes off, every time he runs towards it. My other cat just sits behind him and waits for it to be done.
That's kind of mean. I used to do that with my cats too, and I thought nothing of it, just let them wait their turn. And someone else told me I was being cruel.
Oh, yeah. Well,
is it cruel?
No. Well, there's always the dominant cat.
Yeah,
which is weird because in all other,
you could have two bowls.
They do. Well, the automatic feeder is one.
Right.
The other food, they get separate bowls.
Right. But
I'm not getting two automatic feeders.
Sure.
What am I, rocking phone?
Well, I used to make I had a really big dish and they just all gathered around. But then there were some that I had a lot of cats.
A lot of cats.
Yeah. Well, because they were not, they were all rescues.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? All right. I don't know how this happened, but
we're almost done.
Well, don't worry. Okay.
It's so weird about time.
I don't understand because this is a podcast. We don't have, we can dance if we want to. It seems that life revolves around rituals and often they make us happy and fulfilled. So are we addicted to rituals, good and bad? Think about it, okay? So OCD is like, I guess it's a bad ritual because we're prisoner to it. But then there's good rituals that we all do, okay?
Like what?
Get married, have a baby shower. We look forward to going to celebrating with people. You came to my son's wedding, right? We have these rituals.
I came to your wedding.
Exactly. But we have these rituals.
Yeah.
And that's just an example. When we have a funeral, right? That's not happy. But but we do rituals. Our lives are associated with rituals. But even like morning coffee, consider that a ritual, right?
Thanksgiving turkey. The turkey, that little meal.
Yeah, exactly. Thanksgiving is, so this is what I'm saying. Like, what's interesting how we have rituals and some of them make us happy and some make us miserable. I think that's so
interesting.
Yeah. There's no real answer. I mean, I guess it's just psychology of culture. But I did find an article in National Geographic, which I had to sign up for that mailing list. Well, it was online.
Wow.
Why do you look at me like that? Like,
no, I just didn't even know that was still happening.
Some people like it. I don't know. I
don't have anything against.
Well, now you have my email, because to read the article, I have to give them my email. It's called The Origins of Ritual. No, it's not called that. I wrote myself a note, Origins of Ritual. It was a National Geographic article by Tim Verneman with 2 M's. Listen, right? And it's called Why Do Humans Embrace Rituals? Disease and danger may be at the root of the behaviors. So it is fear-based. All human cultures have their rituals, typically repetitive, symbolic behaviors that we experience as purposeful, though we generally can't explain how they are supposed to work. These rituals can reinforce a sense of community, so that's like the marriages and all that, and common beliefs, but their bewildering diversity can also alienate and separate people, particularly when the valued rituals of one culture strike another as bizarre. Think about warring religions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything. We're very tribal, and I'm not. I don't understand tribalism, but man, people are so many people are tribal, and they have their groups in their own rituals, yes. Right? It's interesting that this has been going on through history. Most scientists who study rituals consider their murky origins to be one of their defining characteristics. But recently, researchers have come to suspect that before rituals became purely social and highly peculiar, many may have started out as attempts to avoid disaster. So in other words, like, this sounds sad, but like a sacrifice into the volcano and stuff like that, they've done that. It's stuff like that. Now, there is a person who is called a primatologist. He studies the primals. That's interesting, right? Carel, C-A-R-E-L. Is that a man or a woman?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Van Scheidt of the University of Zurich, Switzerland, believes many social rituals originated when humans started living in ever bigger groups, particularly after agriculture enabled larger populations living in the same place. And then this is a quote, that fateful decision, exposed humans to all kinds of violence, disaster, and disease, he says, from conflicts within groups to wars between groups to infectious diseases that could now spread swiftly across entire villages.
Can I make one point?
Yeah.
Remember when you were saying, what else do people do that we all do the OCD thing,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So early man, I mean, one person didn't start fire. It had to be different groups or eating animals.
What do you say? One person? You don't think one person invented fire?
I mean, there were different people in different areas. Like, you don't think only
wait,
person?
That's not, no. That's not a ritual of like, okay, they invented,
No,
that's an
I'm
invention.
saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
different people got the same idea. That's what I mean.
Okay, agreed. We definitely, it's just like when a song, lyrics, and all, there's a lot of things. Why did two movies come out that are so similar? That's not what I mean, though. This is what I'm talking about, impulse behavior, this compulsion that we have. It's a different,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, I got what you're
So many people are affected in these four main different ways. That's,
Okay,
it's different, yeah. But I understand what you're saying. Okay. To prevent such catastrophes from occurring, he says, humans put their very nimble, whimsical minds to work. Because we were so socially oriented, I think we tended to interpret any bad luck as something someone, a spirit, a demon, or a god, did to us, perhaps because our behavior upset them. And so we tried to find a way to do things that would prevent such disasters from ever happening again. So it seems rituals started as a mass OCD. We're basically all fear-based. Well, that seems to be the problem, isn't it? We can't really, we're doomed.
Yeah. We've lasted quite a while, so.
All right. All right. Well, that's all I had to say about that. That might be my new way to end things. Okay. So I have a quote. Now, normally I was talking to Pascale. Usually I'm very picky about who I pick out my quotes from. I definitely won't pick them out from somebody that I don't like at all or I've never heard of. But this is somebody that I'm neutral on, but I do know him. And I think he's supposed to be respected. Ralph Fiennes, the actor, is he respected?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So there's a quote from him. I'm not very good at being domesticated. I've tried. The domestic life I find claustrophobic, the rituals and habits and patterns. See, so that's about rituals. So he doesn't like them. Good for you, Ralph. What is he like living around? Was he living in the wild somewhere? I feel like he's running wild. That might be a way of saying he's a womanizer. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know Ralph Fiennes at all. Okay, now this is a little different. David Bowie, who I love him. Do you love him? You don't love him. It's okay.
I feel like I should. I like him. People love him.
I do love him. I mean, I'm not obsessed with what? I keep saying obsessed. I think I really think he was brilliant. I'll say that. I never really put on music anymore at all. I don't know why. It's just not what I want. I want words to listen to. But if I was going to put it on, Bowie would definitely be one of them. So he said, I'm in awe of the universe, but I don't necessarily believe there's an intelligence or agent behind it. I do have a passion for the visual in religious rituals, though, even though they may be completely empty and bereft of substance. The incense is powerful and provocative, whether Buddhist or Catholic. I think a great thing to do would be embrace our similarities and the fact that we all desire rituals no matter which ones we're observing. I think that would be a huge improvement. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. What about you? What's yours?
It's kind of,
oh dear. Just say it. Say it.
Yeah, I looked up compulsive. This is what I picked.
Yeah.
It's Betty Davis because I love her.
Okay.
I am doomed to an eternity of compulsive work. No set goal achieved satisfies. Success only breeds a new goal. The golden apple devoured has seeds. It is endless.
I understand that.
Yeah.
That's sort of like Barbra Streisand, well, it's a little different, but it's true. Because when you really are devoted to something, you just have to keep going to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. Yeah. So that in a way, that's sort of like being in hell.
That's an interesting way to end this.
I do think that this is hell. And when we're done, then we have to come back to something else. But I'm almost done. I'm going to listen. Next time, I'm going to really talk about this. And I'm going to communicate with my son, Casey, on the next episode. Okay. I don't have time right now. Hold on.
What do you do?
Do one little thing. Okay. So, woo. This is Casey. this is Casey. I communicate. What are these called again? Divining rods, or they call them dowsing rods also, but I call them divining rods. See, this is he's sort of. I don't know how. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if I could do this with this mic. Okay, let's see. Okay, see, he's doing this. I'm not, as you can see, I'm not doing this, right? Okay. So when he crosses them, he says that means yes, and when he pulls them apart, he says that means no. So
he demonstrated.
yes, Casey, are you Casey? Maybe he takes his time sometimes. Okay, so you see, I didn't do that. I know it looks like I might have, but I sometimes, I shift them, but I didn't do it. Is your dog's name Albert? Don't mess around with me, Casey. Is your dog's name Albert?
That is so Casey.
I know. Okay, say no. Okay. Is your dog's name Bean? See, he is. See? He crossed up. You can vouch that I'm not doing this, right?
No, I can see her hand. She's not doing it.
Casey, do you like being on our podcast? No.
Nope.
Wow. He doesn't like it. Casey, I thought you would. Casey, am I upsetting you? Am I upsetting you now? No. Okay. Are you not supposed to do this? Oh, he's not supposed to do this. See?
Oh, okay. Don't make him do it.
Well, he just did it. Okay, Case. Are you going to get in trouble? No. Okay. We are spirits in the material world. Okay. All right. Well, I love you. Casey, do you love me? You better love me. Casey, do you love me?
Like, yeah.
He does. Hold my microphone for 1 minute for me. Oh, okay. Hold it up to me.
What's going on here?
Just hold it up to me. Okay, wait. Look. This is what he does. See? He hugs. He did. I know it looks like I did this, but I didn't. See, he hugs me. This is how he hugs me when I kiss him.
This is quite a microphone you have.
I know. Hold it to me. I need to get an actual holder for it because I had a stand that was too fat for it. Too fat to fish.
It's heavy.
That's a Vocaster. So wait, let me do it again. But just whoa. Case, hold on. Case, hold on. Okay. Give me a hug again. See? I know it looks like I'm manipulating it, but I'm really not. It's just that I know he has to come into a certain way, so I lower it, but he's doing it. Anyway, so I guess I did it this time. I don't know if I'll do it again because he seems not thrilled by it, but he doesn't mind hugging me, so that's good. I love you, baby. So that's how I communicate with my son, and I don't make any money or anything on it. I'm just showing you that we do communicate. So I'll talk about it we'll talk about it next time. Maybe I'll not do it again. I don't know. He seems upset. So
doesn't seem to love it.
But it is the thing that keeps me sane. I will say it's communicating with him.
Good.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there's that. That was an exciting finish. We did our quotes, right?
Yeah.
We discombobulated it.
Yes.
All right.
We did.
So, au revoir.
See ya?
No, that's not what you say.
Oh, good day.
Bye.